interesting. The service that we use, StreamYard, to go live streaming, changed all the menu items today.
Oh, geez.
Looking around like, wait, where'd everything go? But able to figure it out there, folks. So we're back for another Money Monday in sunny, fast Bensalem, Pennsylvania for Parx Racing. Certainly hope everybody enjoyed their 4th of July weekend. Don, how are you? Let's indeed grab some of that Philadelphia cheddar cheese. That should be in Wisconsin. As always, we have some free picks available today. Been kind of really warm at Guaranteed Tips. You had a great weekend at Saratoga. I think on Saturday, man, he hit everything. It was like $125,000 pick 5 or something along. Huge pick 5, like 14, 15,000. And a couple of top picks win. I think 2 second picks win and a third pick win, beating some heavy favorites. So hopefully we can keep up the hot streak. Today's free track of the day is at Presque Isle Downs. There is a link in the description below. There's also a link in the description below to our smart sheets, what we'll be discussing in a minute, along with the explanation on how to use them. So please make sure you take advantage of that. At horseracingtoday.net, when the show is over, right here, we will post all of our commentary along with the race replay. We'll stamp all of the races so you come back and watch them at your leisure. There's a tip jar in there, so if you like what we do, please hit us up with that tip jar, or another way to support the show and look great, right there, that HRT gear link. Click on that. Come on over to our shop. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today t-shirt. I love mine. Terry's sporting his. You should do the same. All right, Terry, what we're here for today is to talk about Parx Racing. We'll start it off with the opening leg. Would it make any sense to go backwards?
Yeah, okay. It's a 6 furlong race, $12,500 claiming race. Purse $23,000 for 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yes, and in race number 1, we're going to talk about a profile of a winner. There you see our smart sheets up on your screen. It's exclusive to what we do here. Early speed wins 34% of the time. They win wire to wire. There's a rail bonus for Max Ford. Number 2 and 3, those post positions play fair. 4 through 7, a discount. 8 and out are fair. Terry, in this case, if you're looking for inside speed, you don't have to look very far.
No, that 2 shows the most speed in here. Actually, 1.5 times the closest one to it as far as the percentage goes.
Yes, indeed. We also see it at the top of our early pace list over here. If you take a look at our race shape, Terry, it's pretty fair, except that 2 horse is a lone PC horse with some early speed. That makes it a left arrow horse. But it does look like some other horses in this race, Terry, might find the way it sets up more comfortable.
Well, you can see that all of them except for the 2 and 3 are above, 2, 3, and 4 are above 50%, which is the threshold we think they need to be. But 2, 3, and 4 also have some percentage. So most of these horses are going to be very comfortable running in this race.
Yeah, we do 1,000 simulations where we match up today's pace to the horse's best performances to determine how likely today's race is to match when they run their best. C-zone or comfort zone. Speed chart, Terry, looking over here, number 5, Money Hungry, aren't we all to some degree, has the most upside relative to the other horses in this field. This red dot here is its average race. By golly, its average race is better than the best race for most. It's also in our top 4 total pace horses in there, Terry, where 7 out of 10 winners come from. Actually, a touch more than that. Who are your winners, Terry, in race number 1?
Well, I'm going to start out with that 2 horse. He's won 3 races out of 4 previous starts, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and can go the distance. Money Hungry, the 5, as you talked about, ran second in his last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 29% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. He's my second choice. My third choice, number 1, Max Forward Speed, won his last race, Parx Racing, and the rail post winning 20% clip. And then I like the 3, One Last Kiss, finished in the money 3 races out of the last 5 starts, winning 1 of the starts, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets in here for me.
Yes, because we have a $100 budget. We call it Benny in the Bets, where we can disperse that money any way we see fit. I'm going to start with the 2 horses as well. It is that left arrow horse, our simulation favorite, our pace setter, our top total pace horse. And if we also look here at its last race, we see that all the internal pace numbers and the early fractions were actually improved. Number 5, Money Hungry, missed by a neck last time out against the 2-horse El Medinoche. Maybe that's the name, I don't know. Was better across the board as well with faster fractions. Number 9, Dr. Lou, best published workout between races. And this horse usually does all right off the bench. And then finally, number 3, One Last Kiss. Should solid weight. It does have some solid workouts between races. A bounce back race is potential today. Moving to Mikel Sanchez could be a tell in that regard. 50-cent trifecta box for me with the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 9 in the opener. Got just a couple of minutes for that race, Terry, so let's run through race number 2 pretty quickly.
Okay, so race 2 is a mile. It's a claiming race, $7,500 out of claim price, purse $21,000. Fillies and 3-year-olds or fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
Yes, 1 mile, profile the winner, early speed, 31%. Rail discount for Breezy Dance, 2 through 7 play fair. The best place to be is 8 and out. They're in race number 2, all the speed, well, most of it's on the inside.
That's right. The 1 has the most speed, but there are a couple of outside horses that show some speed, the 7 and the 8.
Yes, we have a fairly balanced race. Couple up on the front, 3 in the middle, 3 in the back. So really no great advantages there. We do see that the 7 horse has a top total pace advantage of 6 points. Every 5 points equals roughly 1 length. And we also see here, Terry, only 2 horses so far. The 2 and the 7 have shown that they can hit par for this level. That's 75. Who do you think can hit par for this level or at least win today?
Well, I like in this race the 2. Channel Loop ran second in her last race. Parx Racing has the highest last speed rating and has a high percentage winning trainer. Jockey Breezy Dance, the 1 is has a high percentage winning trainer with 29% of the races when bringing a horse back after the horse has been off 60 to 90 days, can improve while returning to a route. I like JJ's Honor, won his last race at Parx. She can handle the distance. I like number 7, my long shot. She can scat, has a high percentage between jockey. The longer distance should help, and she has the best dirt speed to date starters. The very first Miami Vice Big 4, 1, 2, 7, 8, 2, 4, 5, 7, 2, 5 with 2, 3, 4, $48 ticket.
Yes, I'm going to start with Channel Loop 2. It is one of those 2 yes horses that we see in our mix right there, Terry. Should be better in the second race after a layoff and ran at the distance 3 times, hitting the board in all 3. She Can Scat, the 7 horse. It's tied for our simulation favorite. And the other yes horse, along with the 2, with that top total pace there of 6 points, or a little bit more than a length. Number 8, JJ's Honor. Easy win last time out. Better across the board with all of its internal pace numbers and fractions. And then finally, I'm going to close it out with Breezy Dance. That one is very likely, as we see again here in our simulations and our smart sheets, to be your pace setter. And today, going to carry 10 pounds less with that jockey. What do they call it? What are those jockeys called again, Terry? The apprentice jockeys. I was going to say assistant, but that's not.
Apprentice.
So I'm going to go. Why do I have the 2, 5, 9 here? It should be 2, 7, and 8 with the 4, 5. So what am I doing here? Okay, so this should be 2, 7, 8. I don't know what I did here. Let me get mine right because they're going to start that first race right there pretty quick. 2, 7, and 8 with the 5 and the 7. And then I have the 2, 5, 6, and 8 with, I hope I didn't screw up the other one too. It's probably very possible with the 1, 3, 4, and 5 as my $48 pick for. Sorry about the on-the-fly editing there, folks. Every now and then I get a little bit ahead of myself, but we're really not that far off because they're still loading. So in race number 1, Terry, taking a look at the odds right before they leave the gate. 2 horses are simulation favorite. It looks like the 9 could be great value. We have 7 to 2. It's our simulation odds, and that guy right now is around 9 to 1. Be a good horse to perhaps wrap around in your exacta and exotic bets as well. Looks like they're all set. They're all ready to run. The 2 horse is your 3 to 2 favorite at the moment, and they're out of the gates and running the 3 horse right now, along with the 2. Those 2 have made their way to the front. You have the 4 in that mix as well. I think the 6 is to the outside, but the 3 horse is the one that broke the sharpest today, folks. One Last Kiss. The 2 horse moved off the rail to get a little bit outside. The 1 horse down on the rail trying to make some way forward. 3-horse off to a pretty easy lead after an opening quarter, about 22.5 seconds. Doesn't look like the jockey's really pressing that guy very hard. Here comes the 2-horse right now as he's getting involved. And then it looks like the outside might be the 10-horse at 21-1. Around the bend they come as they make their way dash to the finish line. Looks like the 2 and 3 have got a pretty good hold on their horses. You got the 1, the 6, and the 10 trying to come their way wide. Not quite sure who's making up ground, if anybody is, on the backside there. The moment it looks like down on the rail, the 5-horse is going to try to find his way into the winners, into the money. But it looks at this moment like it's going to go 2, 3, and then 1. So it's going to go 2, 3, 1, 5, 6. 2, 3, 1, 5, 6. Terry starting the week with the Superfecta. Good way to get a new week off cooking. Race number 3 is what we're going to try to cook on next, Terry. What are the what's the situation here?
It's a 6.5 furlong affair. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $20,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since April 7th.
So 6.5 furlongs on that Parx dirt, as you can quite imagine. It usually favors speed, although stalkers in this case, you don't need to be up on the lead. Still 1 out of 3 that are on the lead win. Inside post outperform outside posts. So if we're looking at some inside speed in race 3, Terry, well, you're not going to find that much of it.
You're not. You're going to find the 7 shows a lot more speed than all the rest, and it's on the outside. So we'll have to see what happens here.
Although the 1-horse does show a little bit more early pace, you got the 1 and the 2 in that mix as well. So the 7 might have to work on the outside. We see that the 7 and the 2 have hit par. Terry, who else might do it today?
Well, as you can see, like you said, the 7 and the 2, but the 4, 5, and have done it in the past. All of the horses except for the 3 shows that it can do it today. And most of them are in the 20s, although one of them's down around 8%. So,
yeah. So Par Plus, we do 1,000 simulations where we calculate out or project or get make a really sophisticated guess on which horses will do, how often they'll do it in 1,000 races. So if you look at the 1-horse, Jabologist, 237 out of 1,000 times, its speed figure in our simulations equaled or exceeded 86, which is the average winning speed figure. And I found in going through the data after the shows, Terry, that those Par Plus horses, a lot of the high-rated ones, do a good job of finding their way to the winner's circle. Horses with good jockeys and trainers usually do that too. And we see one in here that's got both.
Yeah, the 5's got the best jockey and trainer, so I think it's the best combination for this race.
Yes, indeed. It's also your simulation odds favorite. Our race shape tells a little bit of a different story, though, Terry. Most of these horses want to be middle back. That kind of race shape usually favors speed. So you do see here the 7's going to be out there with the 1. Those 2 are your speed horses. Of the 2, it does look like the 7 might be more comfortable out front, Terry. But the biggest in-race advantage here is to the 3-horse, Gebert, a 2-length late speed edge. So does it go to speed, Terry? Does it go to closer? Who does it go to for you?
Well, for me, it goes to the 5, Ready. He won his last race at Parx Racing. He can handle today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 4, Fast Bob. Yeah, he's been in the money 54% of the races here at Parx, and he won 23% of those starts. Distance won't cause any problems. Been in the money 61% of the time and winning 33% of the starts. Then the 7, Poppy's Pride's my 3rd choice, ran 3rd versus Tupper in his last start. He has the highest speed here at today's distance, best dirt speed at today's start, then among today's starters. High percentage winning trainer and jockey and can handle the distance. Lots of boxes checked off. And then 2 is my long shot. It's increased his par speed number in each of the last 3 races. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me here.
Poppy's Ride will get a good ride today. I feel like it has that lone E potential. Great chance to be on the lead. Solid C-zone, as we talked about with the review of the Smart Sheets. Second start after a layoff and has a bullet workout between races. That horse could be very sharp today. Hopefully he doesn't leave it on the practice track. We Ready is our simulation favorite. Is a very consistent performer, so all the others will have to work to top that one. Fast Bob, third for me. Good chance to be better in a classic third start after layoff. And at times, this horse has top tier, like graded stakes level, late speed. Just needs to get off to a better start. Finally, number 6, Hot Spot, Top C-Zone. And this one's coming off the sidelines and has come off the sidelines successfully in the past. I'm going to take a shot, hopefully get some value on Poppy's ride. $15 to win on the 7, and then a $4 exact key box with the 7, with the 4, 5, and the 6, in hopes that that 7 can take them around the track on the lead as the lone E. The only local track for me is Hawthorne, and I go down there occasionally, but they only run like twice a week, right? They run on Thursdays and Sundays, I think, so it has to line up with my life schedule as well. And I know for you, Terry, Golden Gate closed, right?
It did, and not only did Golden Gate close, but they're not going to have any fair races in Northern California this year. So there's no racing other than down in Southern California. So no, I can't go to my local tracks as I used to go all the time. So
we don't have local tracks anymore. Arlington used to be the local track, but Churchill sold that to the Bears, who can't make up their mind if they want to play in Chicago or if they just want to use the Arlington Heights land as a leverage point versus the city to get a better deal. I'm not sure for Soldier Field. In any case, Terry, I am pretty sure that we know the conditions to get into race number 4.
Okay, yes. In race 4, it's a mile and 70 yards, $7,500 claiming race, $24,000 purse, and it's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Yeah,
and a mile 70 on the main track there in Philadelphia. You're looking for early speed again, 31% of the time. Get the lead, keep the lead. Strong rail bias for Dorothy is the Boss, or Dorothy's the Boss. 2 through 7 play fair. 8 and out, get a discount. If we look at the shape for race number 4, Terry, we'll see in here again another race where most of the horses want to be middle back at a distance and surface that favors speed. Who's got the giddy up and go here?
Well, the 2 and the 8 both have similar speeds. They could go head to head to that quarter pole if they get out of that starting gate easily.
Yeah, it looks like the 6 from a pace standpoint could be a part of that picture as well. The 2 horse being the only one that's an E, so probably leads in the lead more than the 8. It's a PC type. It's going to afford to let those other horses maybe take charge early. Of these horses, Terry, plenty of them look like they can get a race today that matches when they run their best.
Yeah, well, the 5 and the 1 and the 5 are above 50%, and the 50% threshold is where we like to see it in the C zone. All of them show some kind of percentage, but I think those would be the two most comfortable in this race, followed up by the 8.
So we see almost everybody here is hit par. The 7 horse scratched out, so we don't have to worry about that one. So yes, every horse in this race has hit par. So that makes it a wide open race, Terry. Maybe we look for some betting value. Where do you see that?
Now you can take a look at that 1. Let's get 3-1 to 5-1, and then the 2 is 3-1 to 4-1. Other than that, I don't see any other values.
Just the 1 and 2. Also, your top par plus horses, best chance to run a par speed figure. 2 did show some better early pace, a little bit better late pace for the 1. Everybody except the 4 is dropping in class. Our biggest in-race advantage goes to Dorothy's the Boss on the rail with a 1-length late speed advantage. This race is wide open, Terry, so I would look maybe at your top total pace horses, the 1, the 4, the 2, and the 8. Who do you think we should look at?
Well, I like the 5. She won her last race at Delaware Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 2, has won 3 races out of the last 5 previous starts. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey, highest speed favorite today's distance, and a best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. Expect to be ready. The 8 is my 3rd choice. She won 3 races out of 6 previous starts. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 21% of the races in the horse's 3rd race off of the layoff. Cindy Song, the 6, is my long shot. She won her last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 24% of the route races, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. My second Miami Vice pick 4 is 2568 with 234 with the 1236. Finishing up with the 37, that's a $48 ticket.
Well, we have the same horses, just a little bit different order. We did both start with Chelsea Wall as our top selection. This one upgrades to Paco Lopez today, coming off a big win. And the resume says this horse is capable of pairing strong efforts. Cindy's Song, the 6-horse, won the lone race at Parx after track dropping from some higher tier tracks. Should be better in the second start after a layoff. Number 2, Haley B is the third choice. Hit the board in 5 of its 6 Parx starts and won the only time this horse ran at 1 mile and 70 yards. And then 8-horse, Expect to Be Ready. Proper distance for this guy, Terry. Won 7 of 11 and just 2 races where it ended up in the finish circle out of 24 others. It is that left arrow pace setter type, can be extremely dangerous. I feel like any of those horses can win this race. So I went 2, 5, 6, 8 with the 1, 3, 4, 5, with the 1, 2, 1, 3, 7 as my $48 Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4. The 5th race marks the end of the first half of this 10-race card. Terry, tell us all about it.
Well, it's a 6-furlong race, a maiden claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, purse $19,000 for maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
6 furlongs does favor horses with early speed. In fact, a lot of them, 34%, Walter Payton, Bo Jackson, and Earl Campbell types go wire to wire. It's a real bonus for Lord CB. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7 a discount. 8 and out is fair again. So if we find some speed here, Terry, great chance that it goes wire to wire. In the 5th spot, we do have one that might get that job done.
That's right. That number 5 horse has almost 40% data as far as speed goes, followed up by the 4 and the 2. But I think the 5 gets a good break. Should get to that quarter pole first.
There's a lot of different ways you can look at this race. The 6, 7, and 8 so far, not close at the finish line versus the winner, at least 5 lengths off. Otherwise, you got a lot of speed up in here. A couple of other horses that want to come from the middle back here, Terry. Few class droppers. That's usually pretty big in maiden claiming types. The biggest class dropper, of course, here's the 5. That one hasn't hit par yet. Only 2 so far have hit par. In maiden races, Terry, that can be huge.
It can. Although that 5 did come within 1 point of doing that, and it has a chance today to do it again. The 4 shows the best chance to hit par speed or exceed it today.
Yeah, big chance relative to everybody else in this field. Got a couple of interesting things here. The 1 horse, Lord CB, has a 7-point top last race speed figure, advantage over the rest. Again, Andrew Beyer in his book says 3 points is the threshold that you should be looking for. Also has a pretty big late speed advantage over everybody else, about a 1.5 length lead. Might not be part of the early picture, though, Terry, but it is part of our total pace picture. Does it make your picks?
Well, as far as my pick goes, I like the 3, Master of Tweets. He switches to high percentage winning jockey. His early speed running style helps chances, so the shorter distance will be a help. Then I like the 4, Matsabal Mohammed. He was a favorite
horse.
I don't know. He was a favorite in his last race, finishing 6th, but has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 50% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and his best start speed is fast among starters. Number 2, Irish Wish. Third choice, he has a high percentage winning trainer, drops in class today, should improve while returning the dirt, and his early speed running style helps his chances because of the shorter distance today. Number 1 is my long shot, Lord CB. He was only beaten 1.5 lengths versus similar his last start, and has the highest speed figure at today's rating. I mean, the speed rating, and the rail post win a 20% clip. No additional bets for me, and I want to say hello to Tayfun. We haven't seen you for a while. Glad you're here.
I hope all is well in Turkey, my friend. The contrasts here. Matsabal Mohammed. That one is a simulation favorite. Big par plus edge. Also on the class drop. Number 5, Devola. That one is a track dropper, Mr. Terry. Biggest class dropper in the field as well. Good chance to be on the lead and tie for the top total pace. Number 3, Master of Tweets. Our good friend, favorite jockey, Paco Lopez. Going to take this one around the track today. Second, the only other time that Paco rode. Number 1, Lord CB does have that top last race speed figure, 7 points. Biggest in-race edge, as we pointed out, 7 points on the late speed, so a 1.5 length late speed edge, and one that has room to improve in the second start after a layoff. Pretty open here, I think, odds-wise. So I will do a $1 trifecta box 1 with the 3, the 4, and the 5 in race number 5. Before we move on to the second half of the card, Terry and I'll be back tomorrow for Parx. Terry has the day off on Wednesday. Not quite sure what we'll do then, but we'll let you know. Thursday, we'll go back to Saratoga. Friday, I'm pretty certain Foreign Fridays will make its return to make sure you catch all of those picks. Because if you're not watching, you're not winning. Terry, how do you watch?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell so that you're notified about all these different programs coming up. Go ahead and copy the link, share with everybody you know, so they can come and check us out. And then go to our social sites that are described below at X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, and Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And also keep these comments coming and your race picks as we enjoy to see them. They help with our algorithms.
Yeah, any kind of interactivity certainly boosts our search engine scores. So when you look and you join the show, what basically happens is our rankings go up on Google, they go up on Facebook, they go up on X, wherever people get their content. So we greatly appreciate any interactivity. Race number 6, Terry, is where you and I will interact next, doing what we do, try to find some winners. And what are they going to run for?
Well, we're going to stretch out to 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming race $15,000 purse. Claiming price purse $28,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since April 4th. Claiming,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Claiming races for $12,500 or less not considered, and which have never won 4 races.
Right. So in order to get that 4th win, Terry, early speed, Wilbur Montgomery in Philadelphia, 31% of the time, wire to wire. Strong rail bias for, you want to say that one, Terry?
What's that?
You want to say that one? Yodelay, ooh, come on.
Terry. Yodelay, ooh.
There you go. Perfect.
I'm not good
2 through 7 are fair, 8 and out get a discount. Does Yodelay, ooh, have some early speed, Terry?
Well, it appears to me that she does. She's got the best speed in here, followed up by that 4. They could go head to head to the quarter pole, but I think whoever gets the best break is going to get to that quarter pole first.
Who has the best chance to run par again today, Terry?
Well, as you can see, the 1 has the best chance. All of them show some kind of percentage except for the 9, but the 1 shows the best chance to make it today.
What's that one's name again?
Yodelay.
And it looks like who has the best jockey, Terry?
Well, the 1 has the best jockey. 8 has the best trainer, but the 1 has the best jockey trainer combination. Yodelay.
Yeah, Terry happens to be wearing the 1 today. I call this a blob race. Everybody kind of wants to be in the middle there, Terry. It does look like the 7, Valenzende, has the best chance to get a pretty solid pace set up today, but plenty of them, as you mentioned, that are borderline or above that 50% margin. Got a couple of class droppers, including Yodelay, ooh, along with 28-3, the reference to the Super Bowl between the Falcons and the Patriots. Top 4 total pace horses in here, Terry, are the 3, the 1, the 8, and the 5. No real big in-race advantages. Everybody's showing they can hit par. This race is wide open, maybe an all button, but we don't get that luxury. So who did you pick?
I like the 1, Yodelay, who? He finished 3rd versus Tupper in his last race, the rail post winning a 20% clip. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Love Me Not, the 2, is my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 39% of the races when dropping a horse off of a claim after claiming a horse, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. 28-3, the 3 is my third choice. Finished the money at 6 out of the last 7 starts, winning one of those starts. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the long shot, Dreaming of Jerry, likes Parx Racing, been in the money 61% of the time, winning 22% of the races. And at today's distance, been in money 74% of the time and won 26% of the races. No additional bets for me here.
Yodelay for the umpteenth time in the show here. That one, good chance to be on the lead, top par plus. And you got a dynamic duo of Jamie Ness and Mikel Sanchez. They run well together, jockey trainer combo, but maybe not as good as Love Me Not. That's Paco and Jamie Ness, and they win, Terry, at an astounding 46%, and somehow still pretty close to a flat ROI. This one is a track dropper making the second start after a layoff, so maybe runs by Yodelay at the end. Number 6, Dreaming of Jerry, better early pace and fractions last time out. And to keep that Stephen Covey saw sharp, they have a maintenance workout in between starts. And then finally, 23-8, a little bit of a long shot there that Terry and I both like. Highly consistent performer is your top total pace horse. So with a race that looks pretty open, at least from the odds maker's perspective, $1 trifecta box, 1, 2, 3, and 6. I guess I'm not good at putting things in numerical order when it comes to my bets, but I will correct that as well. We probably have enough time to do race number 7, Terry, that starts the late pick 4. So let's get cracking on that one.
All right. So in the 7th race, it's 6 furlongs, an allowance race, $41,000 purse for registered Pennsylvania bred 3-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a Pennsylvania restricted race or races other than a maiden claiming or starter.
Yes. Good morning, Private Ross. We were wondering where you were, my friend. Good to see you again on this Money Monday, as always. Good to see all of our friends here. If like Tafom or Don Johnson or Private Ross or Mr. Sanders or Miss Sanders, we're not quite sure what C Sanders, but Colonel Sanders, we'll go with that. If you have something to say, you want to just chime in and say hello, let us know where in the world you're watching from. If you have any suggestions, thoughts, comments, jokes, hey, share them with the comments section. We appreciate that. I know Terry and I usually provide the comedic material for sure. But at 6 furlongs, early speed, 34% of the time goes wire to wire. Rail bonus for wax box, a little bit easier to say than what Yodeli AU. 2 and 3 play fair, 4 through 7 a discount, 8 and out is fair again. So in the 7th race, Terry, in race number 7, there's got to be a cryptic code because we got the sim favorite and the favorite to get the lead, all wearing a 7.
That's right. That 7 shows all the speed on the outside, and it's going to get out of that gate with no trouble, I believe, and get to the front.
Well, he's 1-1. The bookmaker has him at 4-5. So almost perfect value in that one. A big, strong C-zone. I guess the moral of this story, Terry, where the race is pretty balanced. Can anybody beat that 7? The 3 maybe with a two-length late speed advantage. In your view, does anybody beat Maximus Meridius?
Well, I don't think so. I think the 7's going to get this race, as you can see with my picks there. Finishing the money in 5 races out of the last 6 starts. He won 3 of those. Drops in class, has a highest speed favorite today's distance, best start speed is fastest among today's starters, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 3, and he won 2 races.
You're not going to try that one?
No. Let's see. Gramala Mading Dong, I guess. I don't know. He has won 2 races out of his last 3 starts. He has the highest speed highest last speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Roan Burgundy, the 2, won his last race, Parx Racing, and he finished and has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Number 4, the Zim is coming. He won his last race at Parx Racing. He has a high percentage winning trainer, and he has a good workout on June 28th. I don't know. I even though I said the 7 should win this, I think it's wide open. If the 7 doesn't win it, I have no idea who else. So my last Miami Vice pick 4, I'm going to go with the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, with the 3, 4, with the 6, 8. Finish up with the 1, 4, 6, 10, 1, 4, 5, 10. I mean, for $48.
I almost feel like when you have a horse like Maximus Meridius, where it's 4-5 morning line, grades out pretty well in all of our data here, has an in-race advantage to get up on the lead there. I could go wire to wire, where that's a great place to go. But you do see here it and the 3 gap from them down to the next 2, and then even a bigger gap down. So it looks like this race is between a 3 and 7. I wonder sometimes if you just toss out that the 7 horse and go with the rest for your pick 4s, because over the course of time, losing what's likely to be 3-5 or 2-5 favorite when the race goes off, if it doesn't hit, all those tickets really rocket up in payouts. So maybe you get that money back over time. The Maximus Meridius does have the ability to hit triple digits on the speed gun. And if it does, this race is over. Grandma Lama Ding Dong, Terry. That's the 3 horse. Got to like that name. Top total pace and C-zone. Does have that 2-length late speed advantage. So if it can stick close to Maximus Meridius, Grandma Lama Ding Dong has a chance at the end. Wax Box, the 1 horse on that rail, just needs to run back to the race that ran 2 ago on May 3rd. Return to that fast track, because the 2 races on fast track were excellent. The 1 track race where there was some wetness in the track Didn't like it so much. So getting back to a fast track could be the difference for Wax Box. And then Roan Burgundy, the 2-horse, highly consistent at a level that competes for the W here. I'm going to go with the 2 top total pace horses that have a gap over everybody else, 3 and a 7, then 3, 4, 7, 4, 5, 6, and 8, and 1, 4, 5, and 10. Mine is $48 as well. Terry's race is coming up in just a minute there, Tapon. Patience.
I'll give it to him now.
Yes, okay. Terry will give it to you now. Because patience is apparently not a thing in Turkey, at least not with Tapon. But I have to say, a lot of the other Turkish visitors also seem to have a little bit of give it to me now-ness in there. Before race number 2 gets off and running, just a reminder today, we got some free picks over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description below. Today's free picks are at Presque Isle Downs. I think that's in Erie, Pennsylvania, right before you go into New York, to Western New York. Did you stop at that track on your way out there, Terry, or no?
Yes, we did.
Did you like it?
Yes.
All right. Sure.
You know, hardly any tracks I don't like.
Well,
that's
true.
There was maybe 1 or 2 in my life that I didn't like. And I'm not going to mention them, but anyway.
Yeah, well, you don't need to. You know, as your mama said, if you have got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, right?
That's right.
Free when the show's over, again, over at horseracingtoday.net, we will post our comments as well as a race replay. If you like what we're doing, there is a link in the description on YouTube for a tip jar. Kindly hit that up. We would greatly appreciate it. Or go over to Horse Racing Today. Get yourself a Horse Racing Today t-shirt. Every time I wear this one, I get a compliment. And then Terry, of course, sporting the number 1. So if you feel like you're number 1, go out and get yourself a number 1 shirt. We certainly do appreciate any and all support. Again, another way you can support the show, as our good friend Don Johnson points out every day, just hit the like button. It's free. It's a click of the mouse. You probably click the mouse 1,000 times a day. So make it 1,001. Make it 1,002. 1 to give us a like or a thumbs up, depending upon where you're watching. And the other to make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already, so that tomorrow you catch Parx, Wednesday, whatever track we do, Thursday back to Saratoga, and then Friday, 4 and Fridays as they come around the turn in race number 2. Right now, it looks like the 1-horse, Breezy Dance, is the one they're all going to have to beat in race number 2. And I guess that's the one I don't have in my pick 4, Terry, as always, right?
Yeah.
Always my next one. It's going to go 1, 7, 8, and then that's it. And maybe the 2 or 3 are going to come in third. Looks like the 2 might hold up for fourth. Superfecta. So we both have the Superfecta, but unfortunately, my pick 4 gets knocked out, as it always does, by my next pick. And I never know for the life of me why that always works. I would rather have it not be in my picks at all.
Yep.
You're listening from Philly. Fantastic. So where the clouds are forming. Yeah, speaking of clouds, you know, all those folks down in Texas, they're dealing with that crazy storm. I don't know. Did you see those time-lapse photos of how fast that water built up?
I did. It's terrible.
Yes, indeed. Well, God bless all those souls for sure. And if anybody knows anybody down there, let them know that you're thinking of them and that you're concerned and care. In fact, I would challenge everybody, if you hit anything at the track, to donate some of your winnings to helping the relief cause down there. I got a feeling by the time it's all said and done, it's going to be a lot worse than what we know so far. All right, Terry, on a less somber note, race number 8.
Okay, it's 7 furlongs, optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, first $32,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less, and which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming, or which have never won 4 races, or a claiming price $25,000 or never won 4 races.
Yeah, once again, 7 furlongs. If you're looking for the type of horse that wins, you're looking for the type of horse that has early speed, almost 4 out of 10. Get the first call at the quarter-mile marker and get the first call at the 7 furlong marker. The inside 3 horses, post position-wise, have an edge over everybody else. But again, we find the speed is on the outside, Terry.
That's right. 7 shows the most speed, but there is one horse close. Well, it's kind of in the middle. The 4 has almost the same amount of speed as that 7. So it's another one where they could go head-to-head to the quarter pole.
They could go all the way. Indeed, Terry. We see everybody here with a good chance to hit par. Only the 5 within 2 points. So just a little bit of improvement, and that guy can get to the speed figure of 85. Of Of course, when you look at all the horses that have a chance today, Terry, a couple of them pretty high, but one of them over 50%.
That's right. That 3 shows 56%. And that 50% threshold is what we think should be. But there's a couple of them got pretty close. The 4 and the 7 and the 1 all have a chance to also exceed or equal the speed par number for this race.
Yeah, how sweet she is, the only class dropper, Terry, in the race, and also one that has a pretty strong jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, that's right. But the 5 has the best jockey, the 7 has the best trainer, but the 3 I think has the best jockey trainer combination.
It does indeed. You got some openness here. A couple of things. The race is pretty balanced. 3 that want to be on the front, 4 that want to be in the back. 2 horses in here very dangerous, Terry. The 4 and the 7 as lone EP/PC types. The 4, look at that C zone there, Terry. Being in that stalking position should fit nicely.
Yeah, it's going to be very comfortable in this race and should do very well.
It's one of our simulation favorites, Terry. It's also our top total pace horse, and it's also your
pick of the day. So, okay, so in the 8th race here, I like Telspin, the 4. It's my pick of the day. She has won her last 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a nice bullet workout on June 28th. 4 furlongs. Number 3, How Sweet She is my second choice. Ran second versus Tupper in her last race. Drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer and high percentage winning jockey, Paco Lopez. And number 1, Racy Ruby. The 1 is my third choice. She has won 3 races out of her last 4 starts, so she loves to win. The rail post is winning at an 18% clip. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Burner account, the 7 is my long shot. She won 2 races out of 4 previous starts, drops in class today, and has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to bet 15 win, 25 to place on number 4, a $15 exacta box 3-4, and then a $5 exacta box 1-3-4. That's it.
Dave, I don't know if we can send a turkey. So when you go ahead and try to order one and see, or maybe we can look in the frequently asked questions part of that. I'm not 1,000% sure how that works, but I would imagine that if they can't ship it to you, you wouldn't be able to purchase one. I don't know for sure because we use a third party for that. Taylor, send your top pick, Terry. Probably regretfully, it's my top pick too. By far the top C zone, top total pace horse, won by 9.5 lengths. The only time this horse ran 7 furlongs, so maybe a horse for the 7 furlong course. But burner account might be a big danger to your top pick here, Terry. He's run at Parx twice. You know how many times he's won?
Twice, both times.
Yes, indeed. And what's interesting, he has a great Parx workout between races. Absolutely looking like a horse for the course. It's its best published workout ever. Can be your pace setter. It is our simulation favorite. How Sweet She Is. Paco, Jamie Ness again, the only class dropper. Again, those 2 winning at about 46%. And the number 1, Race Ruby, wins by a lot when that horse can get towards the front. Did have better early pace and fractions last time out. I'm just not so sure exactly where that horse will be when the gates open. If it's not close, it may get discouraged. No more bets for me in that race. Race number 9 starts off the late daily double, Terry. 2 races to go today. Again, tomorrow, Parx. Wednesday, not quite sure. Thursday, Saratoga for sure. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and all the follow buttons. You'll also catch Foreign Friday on top of that. Before we get to Parx tomorrow, Terry, we got 2 races to do today, starting off with race number 9.
Okay, it's a 1 mile and 70 yards, optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price. First $50,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming starter or state bred, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $16,000.
So here we have the early speed. 31% of the time they go wire to wire. There's a strong bias for Real Men Violin, but I think that one is scratched out of this race, Terry. It's a good thing because I don't violin, and I was going to feel pretty bad about myself. 2 through 7 play fair, 8 and out, get a discount. So with what's left in race number 9, Terry, where do we find the speed?
Well, you can see there that 5 shows all the speed in the world. So you could get out of there and get going. If the jockey makes the right decision and nobody else bumps it or crowds it, it'll get to that quarter pole first.
Yeah, or if he doesn't stumble and taste some dirt, because he does have a 1 length, a little bit more than that, early speed advantage over everybody else. Hasn't hit par yet. Only 2 horses, Terry, have been able to muster up an effort with a score of above 82, 92 or more on the speed gun.
Yeah, that's that 4 and a 6 that have done it. But all but the 8 have a chance to do it again today, and especially the 6.
Our race shape here tells us, Terry, most of the horses middle back. That 5 horse on the lead by itself. Loney, everybody's looking for him. The little bit soft, but still decent enough C-zone to get out in the front and like it. Although the 6 horse, Terry, has the top total pace of about 1.5 lengths over everybody else, as our simulation favorite. Is the 6 horse, in your view, the one to beat?
Yeah, I do. I think the 6 horse is a horse that's going to make it there. It's Spitester Red, finished in the money in his last 10 starts, and won 5 of those starts. Has a highest speed figure at today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 8, Traffic Master, won his last 2 races in a row and now goes for a hat trick. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a good workout on June 28th at 4 furlongs, Golden Ice. The 3 is my third choice. Been in the money 100% of the time at Parx Racing and won 50% of the starts. And at today's distance, been in the money 83% of the time, winning 33% of the starts. Number 5, Prince Colton, won his last race at Parx Racing. He has a trainer who wins 33% of the races when dropping a horse off a win. And he has a high percentage winning jockey. He's my long shot. No additional bets as I'm out of money.
Spitester Red, top call for me. We got the same 2 horses on top. Stimulation favorite, 1 of 2 yes horses. Top total pace, a length and a half better than everybody else. Won 4 in a row. Faster last out, even though running a little bit longer race. Though I do worry about some regression in this spot. Traffic Master, we got Jamie Ness, we got Mikel Sanchez. But the problem with this horse, Terry, he's run 14 times at Parx and only won 1. So maybe one of those horses that is a wallpaper horse, likes to hang at the end. Number 5, Prince Colton, is that lone E type there, Terry. Should be out front, does have more than a length early speed advantage, and so far the track has held for the speed horses. And then Margie's Fun Son, the other yes horse with Paco Lopez. Second up, although this one, Terry, 4 runs at Parx, only 3/3. So maybe Paco going to have to find something more for Margie's Fun Son today to get out of that 3rd place column. Final race for today, this Money Monday, race number 10, Terry. For the final time today, share with us the conditions.
7 furlongs, claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 4 races.
Yes, in 7 furlongs, you're talking about horses, Terry, that get to the front and win almost 40% of the time. Inside 3 have the edge over the rest of the field. So if you are a Buffalo girl on the inside, in this case, Terry, with some giddy up and go when the gates open, you got a good chance, but there's plenty of them that will vie for that leader spot.
Yeah, that's right. As you can take a look there, that a lot of them have speed, but the 5 and the 10 show the most speed. But really, it's anybody's guess who's going to get to that quarter pole in this race.
So Don Johnson throwing his hat in the ring for Delaware on Wednesday. So we'll do that today. We'll throw Delaware in there for Wednesday. Thank you. Well, love Delaware. So we're getting a lot of love for Delaware. So Delaware it'll be. That's the kind of input that we, that's how responsive we are. We're like genies, Terry. Your wish is our command, right?
That's right.
We can only find a way to wish to a winner in every race. Well, Track of My Tears, if it can run its last race, it would be a winner because it ran 3 points better than everybody else on the speed figure gun. Well, the 1 horse does have the biggest in-race advantage of about a length and a quarter, perhaps, over everybody else down the stretch. Few of them hit par. This race does look like it should favor speed in here, Terry. Have all of these horses in here, any of them with a strong C-zone score?
Yeah, as you can take a look there, the 1, 4, 7, and 10 are all above 50%, especially the 10. The 10 has an 82% C-zone, so it's going to be very comfortable in this race.
Yeah, it looks like the best place to be according to our comfort zones, right in that middle right there. And that's right where those horses should be. They should get a trip today that favors them. Looking at the simulation odds, Terry, this is a wide open race. Who do you think is going to take home the finale?
Well, I like that 10, Remarkable Mo. He finished in the money in 5 of his 11 starts at Parx Racing, winning 3 of those starts, has a high percentage winning trainer, and switches to high percentage winning jockey. Track My Tears, the 5, my second choice, won his last race at Parx Racing, has the highest last speed rating, and has a trainer with 17% of the claiming races. He has a horse running in. Always Gambling, the 1, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, the rail post winning at an 18% clip. Can improve while returning to a sprint, and his best start speed is fast among today's starters. My third choice, my long shot, is the 4. Jigsaw finished third versus similar in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. That's it for me.
Hey, well, I have the 5 horse Track of My Tears getting out to the front today, Terry. Top last race speed figure, 3 points better than the rest, and room to build on that 3-point lead with a third start after layoff. Lots of 3s in play. Number 10, Remarkable Mo, by far has the best C-zone in this spot. Paco Lopez getting a call again for me today. Sort of a horse for the course. All 3 of its wins in 11 races have come at Parx, but kind of off the board in most of the other races. Tried his luck in 10 other tracks so far. Not a winner, not once in 10. Always Gambling, probably not the best habit, but you should make a bet every day just in case you're walking around lucky and you don't know it. Maybe that bet should be a small lottery ticket. But this is his first race at Parx, Terry. Biggest class dropper, strong rail, top total pace, and the biggest in-race edge with that 1 1/4 length late speed or 1.5 length late speed advantage. And finally, the 4 horse, number 4, Jigsaw. 2 solid Parx outings after track dropping from Gulfstream Park. Also threw a run, an okay run at Monmouth in between the 2 Parx efforts. My last few bucks, 50-cent trifecta box, won with the 4, the 5, and the 10. Let's take a look at all of our picks for today. Race number 1 and race number 2 in the books. In race number 1, the 2-horse run. In race number 2, the 1-horse run. That means in race number 3, Terry, the 7. I was going to say 7 and Terry at the same time, and you turned into Tevin. But the 7-horse should be your winner in race number 3, and then the 6 in race number 4, if we would follow that pattern for Mr. Terry in there. Again, reminder, we'll be back tomorrow for Parx. If you haven't done so already, kindly hit the subscribe, like button. Follow us wherever you're watching. Tell your friends all about us. Free picks again today at Presque Isle Downs, guaranteed tip sheet. Link in the description below. Over at Horse Racing Today, like Tayfam, hit that HRT gear button to get yourself a Horse Racing Today t-shirt or hat like Terry's sporting today. And then, of course, make sure you return tomorrow. Any final thoughts from you, Terry, before we get out of here and start working on Terrific Terry Tuesday at Parx?
Yeah, I want everybody to please pray for the people in Texas, for the kids and that. And they have a fund that you can contribute there to help with what's going on. Other than that, just stay safe and have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, one of those lessons, I suppose, coming out of Florida, if it can be any, is that you should treat every day like your last day, right? Live it to its fullest. So you don't know. Today might actually be your last day. And if it were, how would you live it if you knew that? Certainly, we know that we wish every day in your life has God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing you do till we meet again, Terry ends up in one place, and that place can only be
the winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you tomorrow at Parx.